These are no ordinary objects. From cursed dolls that ruin lives to mirrors that show dark visions, these are the stories of haunted objects that defy logic and instill fear. Join us, if you dare. Welcome to Haunted Nightmares, Terrifying Tales. Today we're delving into the spine-chilling world of cursed and haunted objects from the recent past. These tales, all from the 21st century, are as mysterious as they are terrifying. Each object has left a trail of fear and misfortune, leaving one question: do you believe in haunted objects? What happens when an innocent object carries a sinister curse? Many unsuspecting people have taken these objects home, only to face horrifying consequences. The real challenge is understanding whether these objects are genuinely cursed, or if fear alone fuels the terror. Here, we explore 5 true tales that will make you think twice before buying that antique. In 2001, a family from Massachusetts discovered a doll in an antique store that seemed perfect for their collection. It was an old, hand-painted porcelain doll with a serene face and beautiful detailing. However, the family would soon realize that this doll had a dark presence. Shortly after bringing it home, they began noticing unusual occurrences. The doll would seemingly shift positions overnight, appearing in different rooms, and sometimes its eyes seemed to follow family members around. The children reported hearing faint laughter coming from the doll, and one night, the parents claimed they heard a soft voice calling out to them from the living room. The father, skeptical at first, set up a camera, hoping to catch his children playing pranks. What he captured was far more disturbing. Grainy footage showed the doll's eyes blinking and its head slowly turning. Paranormal investigators were called, and they confirmed that the doll's history was dark. It had once belonged to a young girl who had passed away tragically, and some believed her spirit had attached itself to the doll. Terrified, the family locked the doll away, but the eerie events persisted until they finally donated it to a paranormal museum. Today, the doll sits in a glass case where visitors claim they still feel an unsettling presence. In 2008, a newlywed couple in New Orleans purchased an antique mirror at an estate sale. The mirror had an ornate, Gothic-style frame and was rumored to be over a century old. The couple placed it in their hallway, admiring its vintage charm. But soon, they began to experience terrifying sights. The wife noticed shadowy figures lurking in the reflection, but when she turned around, no one was there. On one occasion, she saw a figure in dark clothing standing directly behind her, only to find nothing there when she turned. The husband brushed off these incidents until he saw something himself. One evening, he glanced in the mirror and saw a pale woman with hollow eyes staring back at him. He was certain it wasn't his reflection and quickly turned away. In the following weeks, the couple began hearing whispers near the mirror, and visitors to their home reported feeling a chilling sensation when standing near it. A local historian later informed them that the mirror had belonged to a widow who was known for her seances and connection to the occult. It's said that her spirit remains within the mirror, eternally trapped, waiting for someone to release her. After one final horrifying encounter where they saw handprints on the glass that couldn't be wiped away, the couple removed the mirror from their home. It now resides in storage, far from anyone who might look into it too deeply. In 2014, a young woman named Sarah found a beautiful pendant at a flea market. It was crafted from an unusual dark metal with a unique symbol carved into its surface. The vendor warned her that it had belonged to a mysterious woman who practiced dark rituals. But Sarah, fascinated by the design, dismissed this as folklore and bought the pendant. Almost immediately, Sarah began to experience severe nightmares. In each dream, she found herself in dark, suffocating spaces with unknown figures watching her, whispering in a language she didn't understand. These nightmares grew more intense, often leaving her waking up in cold sweats. She started to feel watched even during the day, and a sense of dread followed her everywhere. Friends noticed her sudden change in demeanor, and she began to isolate herself, fearing that the shadows in her dreams would follow her into reality. Desperate, she sought out a local paranormal expert who examined the pendant and claimed that it was cursed, possibly used in rituals to bind malicious spirits. The expert advised her to dispose of it properly, performing a ritual to break the curse. Despite doing so, Sarah continued to experience residual hauntings and nightmares. She eventually moved to a new city, leaving the pendant behind. The pendant was later purchased by another collector, who reportedly had similar encounters before also attempting to destroy it. Even today, the pendant's whereabouts remain unknown. In 2019, a family visiting a flea market in Pennsylvania stumbled upon an old, intricately designed music box. The box played a haunting tune, one they hadn't heard before, but found oddly comforting. They purchased it, thinking it would be a lovely addition to their home. But this music box held a dark secret, one that would soon unfold. The first night after bringing it home, the family heard the box playing on its own. They assumed it had a mechanical glitch and ignored it, but this phenomenon became more frequent. Soon, the tune started playing every night at exactly midnight. The family began experiencing strange occurrences: doors slamming shut, lights flickering, and shadows darting across rooms. At first, they thought they were imagining things, but the occurrences became more intense, especially around the music box. One night, the father woke up to find his young daughter standing beside the music box in a trance-like state, mumbling the tune's melody with her eyes wide open. Frightened, the family called in a paranormal investigator, who discovered that the box had belonged to a young girl who had passed away under mysterious circumstances. The investigator believed the girl's spirit remained trapped inside the box, playing the melody each night in hopes of being freed. The family eventually abandoned the house, leaving the music box behind. The house remains empty, with locals saying they still hear the haunting tune at midnight. Earlier this year, a man named Marcus came across a diary at a thrift shop. It had a worn leather cover, and the pages were filled with entries written in a faint, faded ink. Fascinated, Marcus bought it, hoping to uncover the stories within. But as he began reading, he found the entries dark and unsettling, detailing the life of a tormented soul who claimed to have seen spirits and been cursed by an unknown force. Shortly after he began reading, Marcus began experiencing a string of bad luck. He lost his job, fell ill, and experienced inexplicable accidents. Then, he noticed that each time he opened the diary, new entries seemed to appear, written in ink that appeared fresh and wet. These entries warned of impending danger and even hinted at specific misfortunes that would soon befall him. He grew terrified as the diary began to feel like it had a life of its own, as though it was communicating directly with him. He attempted to burn it, but the pages wouldn't catch fire. and strange whispers filled the room as he tried. Marcus eventually contacted a paranormal society, who advised him to seal it away rather than destroy it, fearing the repercussions. Today, the diary remains locked in a hidden compartment in Marcus's home, a dark reminder of the unknown forces contained within it. Each of these objects shares one common thread, a history of unexplained phenomena that defies reason. Are they truly haunted? Or does fear breathe life into these inanimate objects? These are the questions that keep us up at night, haunted or not. These objects serve as a reminder of the thin line between reality and the unknown. They whisper tales of horror and warn of unseen dangers. Before you buy that antique, ask yourself, could it carry more than memories? If you enjoyed today's spine-chilling stories, don't forget to subscribe for more tales that delve into the darkest corners of the supernatural. Hit the bell icon and join us for more haunting mysteries.